Hi, I'm Renay Crosby with the Washington State Quarter Horse Association, and I'm here with Matt Olson. He's out of Kingston, Washington, and he is a trainer with the Western All Around. Hi, Matt. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So we'll get started with the interview to get to know Matt a little bit better. So what brought you into this industry? Where'd you get started at?
So I grew up doing rodeo. I did all the events. I like calf roping the most. And then after I turned 18, I ended up going to a college in Northern California where I got an associate's in science. But we got to start a lot of their 3-year-olds, and they have a breeding program, and I got to work with a lot of ring cow horse trainers.
What made you pick that college?
I wanted something that I can go and learn more horsemanship skills and kind of take what I did growing up riding a lot of excited horses. I wanted to put a little bit more finesse to it, so I wanted to learn a little bit more horsemanship skills. So I went somewhere where I could get a little bit more of the show end of it as opposed to the rodeo.
What did you do when you did the rodeo?
I did a lot of calf roping, but I rode a lot of bareback horses, rode bulls, did a lot of team roping, so a little bit of everything.
So your body's not going to last very long.
No, exactly. My ruck knees definitely pops all the time. So, yeah.
What do you love most about being a horse trainer or a coach, or do you like the aspect of both?
So that's a two-sided question. I like the horses, and then I like the people. So with the horses, I like being able to start from nothing and really be proud of the horse that I made for somebody.
Yeah.
So I like starting from scratch a lot and trying to build a finished product. So I like the relationship that I end up building with the horses by putting so much time into them. But the same thing goes for my clients, because I like to hear what they want and then help them achieve the goals that they are set out to achieve. Whether that be barrel racing or horsemanship or college stuff, or I like to help people do what they want to succeed at. So.
And does their story ever change while they're in your program?
It does. So it's really interesting, because I've had some people that from the beginning it's been the same path the whole time, and then I've had people that start out in something and kind of get an itch to do something else, and then we have to like revert the direction we're headed.
Which is kind of fun. It makes it more fun.
It is. So, and I like to do a little bit of everything. So I'm okay with a little bit of spice in the life and trying to like do something different, as long as that's what you're wanting to do.
Yeah. So sometimes I ask people what kind of horse they like in their program, and I was actually going to ask you that question, but it sounds like you would look for a horse that would fit a client.
Exactly. A horse that fits a client, and a horse that's good and meant for the job that they're meant for. Like I don't want to take a horse that's not meant to be a barrel racer and force it to be a barrel racer. Same with a pleasure horse. They're not meant to be a barrel racer. They're meant to be a pleasure horse. So I like to feel what a horse is naturally meant for, and then help them succeed in what they are meant to do. So
That's good. That's great. What kind of person do you look for in your training program?
someone who is self-sufficient, but also willing to take guidance, and a hard worker, because that's the biggest thing. Like hard work out trumps talent every time. Talent is important, but hard work is more important.
Yeah.
So as long as you set your mind to something and have a goal and can set out steps and a plan for that goal, anything can happen.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
So
it's bringing up a child in this industry for myself. It gave kids so much to think about and do, and I don't think people realize they see us out there riding pretty horses and don't realize the work that really goes into it.
And there's all this planning and these goals, and it sets up your brain and your life to believe that you can achieve whatever you work really hard for.
Yeah.
And it might not happen overnight, but if you keep working every day, then you'll see over time how much better you've gotten. And then eventually you'll make your goal. Like it might take a couple months, it might take a year, it might take a couple years, it might take forever. But as long as you keep reaching for those goals, anything can happen.
Yeah, that's great. Where would you like to see the industry head?
I would just like to see a lot of youth getting involved and keep growing the industry, because without the next coming up generation, we won't have any of this. So it's about building the future and keep riding the nine horses.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So,
Do you have a favorite breed, a favorite stud, or a favorite mare, or a favorite line? Of
I
horse?
have a lot of different favorites depending on what discipline I am looking at. So I have my favorite barrel studs, like Leader, Eddie Stinson, those sort of things. And then there's the pleasure studs, like Machine Made and the Best Martini. And so I have a lot of favorites, but it really just depends on what discipline I'm looking for.
And what kind of disciplines do you have in your barn right now?
I have a gelding by Extremely Hot Chips, so pleasure bred. I have a Slick by Design filly who is barrel racing bred. She's a younger one coming up. I just got a new Streak of Fling, which is another barrel horse bloodline. That's really nice. And then we also have another really nice pleasure bred one by The Rock. So yeah,
Very
so
good.
lots of
variety.
yes, lots of varieties.
Lots of mixture in there.
Exactly.
And if you were to pick a favorite event, not one that you train,
Yep.
but one that like you yourself would go out and do for your fun, what would it be?
I like to do the barrel racing, the fast, young barrel horses, like futurity horse type deal. I like to take a young one that I know isn't 100% set, and then go make an awesome run on it, and building it from the ground up. That's probably my favorite. So.
Okay. Well, that's a good way to end our interview
Yep,
today.
yep.
It was good meeting you, Matt.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining
Thank
us,
you.
and thanks for coming out to the
Yes,
trophy circuit.
nice talking to you.
Night too. Bye bye.